Welcome to Big Data Science Technology, the group of Apple Technologies.
Okay, so packaging. Okay, so we are now discussing about packages. So in the package, okay, you can follow high level. You can do below things. Is So you can add mappings, you can add procedures, and then you can also add scenarios. So this scenario of anything, like again, so this scenario can be of a mapping or a procedure, okay, and you can also add procedures. All these things we can add, and in addition to this, we can add variables. So in this variable, okay, you have a declare. So this is very important because type of variables in mapping, in designer, we just create the variable, but when you are using them in package, so you will declare them, okay, and then you will set the variable. So when you are setting, you have two things. One is you can assign the variable or you can increment it. So increment only for numerical. Okay, so declare set, and then what else we have? Refresh, which is generally for any variable, if you have defined a SQL to get the value from a database table, you can refresh it and then evaluate. So this evaluate we have seen, okay, with the example of where creating a loop. So something you are writing and then you want to run for continuously 2 to 10. So these are all things you can currently you can perform, okay, and then also additionally can run, okay, steps. So everything whatever we are adding in a package, that is called step. Okay, so when you are adding steps, okay, like mapping or anything, if that is a scenario, okay, you can all the scenarios you can run. Okay, so these are all high level, very important from a ETL or ELT developing point of view. So in addition to this, we have other tools, packaging tools. So what are these tools? These tools are nothing but whatever are available in your toolbox. So now you can understand. So most of the times, how you run your mappings, you will place them in a package, okay, and then you can run the package. Of course, you can run a mapping directly, okay, but if you have any combination of the mapping, let's say I want to refresh a variable and run the mapping, okay, or I want to run 3 mappings, okay, one after one at a time. So you can place them in a package. So the package is a convenient place where we can place all your components which you want to run, and then we can execute the package so that internally it will go and execute it. So far if you know this, okay, so this is very, very important. Types of the packages, sorry, types of the variables, and we have seen refresh is very, very important. So it will automatically refresh, and remaining we have already seen. So this is a very basic need of package. So you will have the objects developed already, and then you are adding them in the package and running. But sometimes you have to do lot of other activities within the package itself. To support that, we have so many tools here which are available in the toolbox. So first I will go with the file. These are not important, so that's why I will go very fast. Okay, and but the only thing is you need to understand. I will give you scenario where you can use it. Okay, so mostly these are all nothing great actually. If you in outside world without ODI, okay, in Unix level, what kind of programs you write to do this, that we are doing in a graphical fashion. So apart from that, nothing here. Okay, so for example, one of the thing which you have seen was one simple activity which you have seen was ODI out file. Where is it? I'm selecting that, so I'm not. Okay, so out file is nothing but it is a echo kind of operation. Okay, when you say select something, you want to write it to a file, you can. So ODI out file always will write some content to a file. It is echo command in Unix, and then also it can concatenate, means append the file. So generally, if you are comparing with other Unix, so this is not very important. Okay, I just high level see and then forget about. So I can still manage this without, why? Because we know we have the Unix command. So that's why it is very low priority one. I can write this using shell script also. So but previous all these things are very native ODI. You have to use it only. But here this is optional. Okay. So this anyway we have already seen. I'm just going to quickly make it. So it will ask for a folder. Most of the file operations are Unix command operations. So I'll just so target file name I'm just giving. Append means it will append the content every time, otherwise it will overwrite the content. Text, whatever text you want to write. And the carriage return, so this we already seen, so just leave it. So being as a first step, okay, everything whichever we place here is called step, and if I run it, it is going to write some content to this file. That is, so it is just executing the backside some programs which you can do in using Unix also. Okay. Apart from this, there are very other simple also. One is ODI file copy. Okay. So what ODI file copy does, the name itself file copy. So in case you want to copy a file from one, so what do you do in Unix? Yeah, CP command. So that's why I always try to understand the equivalent Unix command. That will be good for you in your future also. Okay, so this will be when you go file copy here, it will ask you source directory, target directory, source file, target file, and then couple of other options. Copy subdirectories also, override file. Okay, when you are copying from one location to other location, if file is already there, whether you want to all in Windows, whether you copy paste what you do, the same thing are here. Okay, the source directory, you can see everything, it is a self-explorative. You can see source directory for the copy. Mandatory file is not specified. Okay, so if you are giving a file, let's say I'm going to create one simple dummy file here, say yeah. So I have a file, okay, a.txt, and this is under this directory. I want to copy it. And this I want to copy to another file, b.txt. You are writing like cp.a.txt to b.txt. Copy subdirectories, yes, if you select, if any subdirectories are there within this directory, it will also copy. Override files, when it is copying, okay, file name is already exists, it will override. Case sensitive. So whenever, whatever file names you are giving, okay, if you choose case sensitive, in Windows it is not case sensitive, but Unix is case sensitive. Always Unix is a case sensitive. So for example, if you are writing, so since program you are writing in ODI, so it is asking, if I say a.txt, if I choose case sensitive yes, okay, it will only look for a small a.txt, because we have written case sensitive means smaller should be in smaller, smaller will be compared with smaller only, capital will be compared with capital. So everywhere case sensitive is there means whenever you say yes, it will look for the smaller, it will differentiate the smaller and uppercase. Otherwise, okay, you can just say, so Windows it is not case sensitive, okay, but Unix is a case sensitive. So when I run it, so this is the first step, okay. So what I will do, I will make this as a first step, because anyway I'm not going to run this because we already seen it. So if I run it, it is going to run this. It will skip this first one. If you select this one also, it will write, and then immediately, so you will see a.txt file created by me, and then B is now here, copied A to B. Okay, in Windows you write, Unix you will write it. Now we are doing in ODI. Okay, and then ODI file delete. Okay, so this you don't need to try. I'll just show you how. So some couple of other things also you can do in the ODI file. When you choose it, it is asking, okay, which file name you want to delete. Okay, say if you are looking to delete a lot of files in a particular directory, you can give a directory name and then you can give a file name as star. In that case, delete subdirectories. If you are, say in a Unix, problem is if you are deleting anything from a file, okay, in the directory, it will only delete the files within the directory. In case you want to delete the complete folders within that folder also, I'll just give you for the benefit of you. So generally, what is the command to delete the files? RM is the command. Okay, RM star, if I say, it is going to delete all the files, but it is not going to delete all the folders within that folder. Okay, so how to delete all the files? In case, okay, if there are any read write permissions, your RM star will not, is going to ask whether you want to delete, okay, for everything it will request your action to choose whether you want to delete or not. If you want to forcefully delete, okay, and if you want to delete completely within that folder including the subdirectories, you can say R recursive, okay, or you can use the combination of, okay, F and R. It will just go and clean up every subdirectories within that. So this is nothing but, okay, delete subdirectories yes means, okay, you don't need to worry, it is going to take care of deleting all the subdirectories within that. Okay, and error if no file found, whatever file name if you are given, in case if this file is not present to delete, okay, this is going to error out, means in package when you run it, this will error out. Okay, and now the start date and date. So these are all, if you go to ETL, right, they are all standard questions. I want to delete. So now when I say so far, it will, when I say delete, it is going to delete all the files, or when I say star, it is going to delete all the files or folder. But if you have a requirement, okay, when you want to delete only files which have been created during certain period. Okay, you are working, if you are working in a production support, your duty will be same thing from ETL side. Okay, so I want to delete the files which have been created or modified, okay, during certain period. So any idea in Unix how to do? So I want to delete certain files which have been created or modified during a particular 3 days or last 1 month, or let's say some period. I am planning to have some date period range. Okay, so here one good thing is you can directly give the date here. If you choose, okay, from which date to which date you want to choose. So I want to delete from this particular time files to this particular time, so you can use it. And but in Windows Unix, if you want to do this, okay, you have one command called find. Okay, m time means, okay, it is going to modify the time. Okay, let's say that modified time is a 3 days or a 4 days, like that number of days or that you can give. So this will give you list of files which have been modified during that period, and then if you want to delete them, okay, so there are certain things actually. This you can, I'm just giving an idea, you can explore it later. But these are all, maybe looking at these commands, right, you may not find useful, but they are very useful, okay, in ETL scenario. Say, why, just think about why, where you manage these kind of files, okay. So when you are working on projects, okay, there are multiple places we will be dealing with the file. Say when your mapping is reading data from a file, okay, and then loading to database, okay, every day you will keep receiving some files, okay, and you have some space allocated for your folder. So once it is crossed your limited space, it is going to fail. That's why on regular basis we need to clean up the files, okay. So it could be somebody giving you the file, or okay, when you are running your ODI, lot of log files will be created in the backside. Okay, you may have to delete the log files, or there are so many files created. So if you delete all the files, okay, it is going to be dangerous. Let's say you have created one file, if you delete today, that's why you may, means you need files which have been created today. But if you want to delete the files which have been, if you can delete the files which have been created 1 year back or like a couple of months back, so generally that is not at all required. So these commands will be useful for production support people, not for the, mostly may not be useful for the development, but for production support people, these commands are very useful, because every day your duty will be to keep maintaining your data, and then also the file system size, okay, to up to mark, to have, okay, allocate the future needs, okay. So start and everything you will be required, okay. So these commands even you can still do in Unix, but here you can also choose in a graphical fashion from which files created from which time to which time you want to delete, or you want to delete all, so that you can choose it. So we are just choosing this file, that's all, to delete it. So now the b.dot file has been deleted, and provided if you have two more files and all, you can just go and explore this one, because everything is very clear here, okay. And then ODI file move. So now what is move in Unix? Not our ointment move. Changing direct, is that only changing the directory? Yeah. So just moving means in other way simple rename. Okay, in Windows you have a rename command. REN command is there, but in Unix there is a command called MV move command. It is equivalent to rename command. So you are going to move, okay, one place to other place. Okay, it can be from, you are having a file here. Okay, in Windows it is a cut copy. Okay, cut and paste. No, sorry, not cut copy. Move means, so there will be asking in a general data warehousing, okay, there will be a question, what is the difference on the copy to move? Copy will keep the original file as it is, it will create a new file. When I say move, move is going to, okay, if I say move, I have a a.txt, and then if I say move to b.txt, it is going to rename, because you have not given a different directory. I have a file here. Within this file, within the directory itself, I am saying a.txt to b.txt, means you are renaming it, because file will be same location. But if you say move this file from directory X to directory Y. Okay, so you are moving the file from, you are not renaming it. So you are moving a file from one location to other location. So your original file will not be there. Okay, move is nothing but cut paste, and CP is equivalent to copy paste. Okay, so here when I say move, it is going to rename your file. So I have a.txt. Okay, and target file, I want to make this as a a1.txt. Override file case sensitive. Okay, move subdirectories also. Okay, when you say, when you are moving this file, but provided if you are not giving a file itself, you are giving complete directories, it will also move the complete directories within the directory. So one place to other place. Okay, so this has become a, so the file is there, it is equivalent to rename for us. So now again, one way may require this rename. You are working on your mapping developed. Okay, your mapping always, okay, your mapping has been designed to read data from a a1.txt file. So in your resource of your data store, okay, when you are reading data from a file in data store, you will have a file name. Okay, that is a1.txt. So now somebody gave you file, okay, that is x.txt. If you read it, what file name it will look? It will look for a1.txt, but file is x. So before going to run your mapping, okay, so always place this command here and then move x.txt to a1.txt. So this should be your before of your mapping run. So once you rename this one, okay, and it will rename file to normal, and then otherwise sometimes every day, so your mapping has been created with a.txt, and most of the times when people are giving you the files, so they will just to